Hey guys, this is Danika, and this is part 2 of a many-part series of me being a girl on my high school's football team. If you have not watched part 1, please go make sure to watch it so you're up to date, get the gist, know what's going on, but then definitely come back here and watch this video because it is as equally as awesome. So this video pretty much is just going to be a story time, and this is going to be a story time about my first practice in my senior year. Okay, so let's just jump right on into it. So I had played half of my junior year, and then I played my entire senior year. I joined my junior year like midway through the season. So I didn't do any of the preseason stuff, none of the preseason workouts, none of anything like that. So going into my senior season, I didn't really know what to expect out of the first like few weeks. So, well, to catch you guys up. At like in high school football, before the season even starts, there's a preseason, which is like preparing for the regular season, but there's no games. There's a few scrimmages, but mostly just practices. So I think it was August 1st or something of this past year, I have my first, they're called green days. I have my first green day. And never done it before, don't know what to expect. But I'm a kicker. So as a kicker, I expected I'd be kicking. Like logically, like if I'm gonna go and practice and show what I've practiced in the off season, it'll be kicking. So I go, I drive there, whatever. Oh, by the way, in the morning, I was super duper hungry. The green day probably started at like 8 or 9. So I had breakfast before and I was starving. So I ate a ton of food, carbs, protein, pretty much anything you can name. Like I ate it. So hungry, like got really full, which was fine because if you're kicking, you don't really need to have like that much mobility. So I get there, I show up, and it's kind of interesting. They don't really warm up a ton, but I was like, whatever, I'll be kicking, it'll be fine, I'll warm up by myself. So the coach pulls us in for a little pep talk. In that pep talk, I learned that, in fact, I will not be doing any kicking, and it's actually consistent of more of conditioning stuff. So for me, that's fine. I've played soccer, so I can run, I can do exercises, like, I got it. So pretty much the only thing we do for the warm-up, this is going to sound ridiculous from the outsider perspective, and it definitely felt ridiculous from the me perspective. So you partner up, and at this point, I didn't know anybody. So, well, I knew some people, but like not really. So we partner up. So I'm partnered with some random kid. I don't even know who he is. And one person kneels, hands and knees on the ground. Do you know what, like, the yoga pose tabletop? It's kind of like that. So you're down in, one person's down in tabletop, and the other person's over their head with their hands like this, pushing down on their head. We're all wearing helmets and football pads. So you're pushing down on their head, and the person in tabletop position is trying to lift their head back up. It's like I think it's meant to like strengthen your neck. But for me, I had never strengthened my neck before because like, why would I need to strengthen my neck? Like why? So I'm like now kneeling on the ground and somebody's pushing down on my head. The amount of pain I felt was so high. Like that night my neck was so sore because this kid wasn't even being nice. Like he was pushing down on my head so hard. It would be really awkward if this guy was watching the video right now. But anyways, and it hurt. Okay, so that was the warm-up. So that was the first little bit of a shock. Then we go in and we go into these stations. Excuse me. So we go into these stations. The first station is like sprinting. Okay, not ideal. I really ate a huge breakfast, but I got it. So we do sprints, it's fine. Then we do some other drill that's like jogging. Okay, whatever, fine. Then we do some like pushing sleds or something. I'd never done that before, but I figured it out and it was fine. By the way, the whole time we're in our shoulder pads and our helmet. So I'd never run before in this stuff. It feels a little bit like you're a bobblehead, but I got used to it and it was fine. Then comes the next drill. And this drill really threw me for a loop. So I joined football because I could kick the football, not because I ever wanted to tackle somebody, and I definitely did not want to get tackled. So the next drill, what it was, is one person stands and they have like a, I think it's called, I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a huge pillow. So they have a huge pillow and they're holding it in front of their chest. And the next person in line runs at them as hard as they can to pretty much try to knock them to the ground. And so I walk up to the station, the coach is like telling us what to do. And I'm like, there's no way that I'm about to do this. But I was like, I guess I'm a part of the team, so I guess I don't have an option. I'm going to go do this. So first you run out into the person. So I do this like light jog. You're supposed to sprint full speed. I do this light jog out and like gently tap the guy. Because I didn't want to be mean. Like it seemed like just so aggressive. So I'm like, okay, I was nice to that guy. Like, so then I'm standing holding the cushion. And then the next guy's about to start running at me. And I put my braid over my shoulder. And I'm like, hopefully he'll see the braid and be like, you know what, I'm not going to like push her too hard. He was also a little bit smaller. And so I was like, this might not be too bad. Well, that was not the case. The kid ran full speed at me and almost like knocked me to the ground. But obviously like I couldn't fall over because that would be so embarrassing. I just had to like breathe. But yeah, that was quite an experience. I had never been tackled or been the tackler. That was the first and last time I did that, by the way, guys. After that, I was done. We did that every single day. After that, every single green day throughout the summer, and every single time, I did not participate in that one drill because I knew there was absolutely no way that I was about to do that again. It was dumb the first time I did it, so I wasn't going to do it a second time. Yeah, what else? I feel like that pretty much summed up the first day experience. I was very shocked. I immediately after got in the car and called my dad and said, what am I going to do? And yeah, so that was that. Yeah, so that was just the first day of my senior year. I feel like that was a pretty good story time. I have many more stories though. If you guys want to hear them, comment. If the comments are open, they may not be. I never know. Also subscribe, guys. There's like a lot of people who aren't subscribed, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. That would be very helpful and kind. Yeah, that is all. Thank you guys for watching.